Welcome to the lounge, live from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. And tonight we're shooting from the... We've got a bit of space because I've got large stars for company tonight. My name is Kwaku Sakyi Addo, and the lounge is brought to you by Johnny Walker. Keep walking. So tonight, my guests are two of the most sought-after artists in Africa. Tiwa Savage from Nigeria and Shatta Wale from Ghana. I couldn't have had a more talented yet contrasting pair. Tiwa is fluid and sensuous and delicate, bordering almost on fragile, but don't be fooled. Shatta Wale is more rough, gruff. He's what in Jamaica they call a rude boy, otherwise a troublemaker and a music maker, but loved in equal measure for both. But more significantly, Tiwa and Shatta also represent a growing phenomenon of cross-cultural bilateral fertilization between Ghana and Nigeria at a very people level. They appear to be bringing our people together, an enterprise at which the politicians and ECOWAS bureaucrats have failed. But make no mistake, the historic rivalry between Ghana and Naija bubbles still underneath it all. Whose music is nicer? Whose movies are better? Who plays better soccer? Whose women and men make better lovers? And above all, who makes tastier jollof? So we hear the arguments for and against from Tiwa and Shatta. And then, of course, would love to have your questions and your own verdict as well. We're still expecting Shatta to join us shortly, but Tiwa is Nigerian and she's on time.
Yes. See, we won that battle already.
we won the punctuality there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
What can I offer you to drink?
I'm just going to have water.
Apart from water?
I'm going to
nothing else? You're sticking to water?
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm coherent.
Okay. Do you drink?
No, not really.
You don't drink alcohol? No, really?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Only if I have to toast, maybe at a wedding or something.
Okay.
I taste it. Yeah. But
Smoke?
Mm-mm.
Ever have?
When I was younger, yes.
Okay.
Tried it.
All right. And who said stop?
Pardon?
And who said stop?
My mom actually caught me, funny enough. And she didn't actually shout. She was just like, oh, okay, just finish up. And that alone scared me. Because, normally you'd expect her to scream or whatever.
What kind of mom is mom?
She's amazing. She's a very chilled mom. She's someone that you can really speak to about anything, losing your virginity or whatever, wanting to go into music, and she supports it. So she's a really, really cool mom. Not your typical African mom, I would say.
And is dad different?
Dad, growing up, was a little more strict. He wanted me to go to university and get a degree in something else other than music. But I'm actually glad he forced me to do that, because I think it's helped me a lot.
It's helped you that he forced you to go to university?
Yes.
And you did music in university?
Well, no, my first degree was business and accounts. Yes.
Your first degree was in business?
Yes.
And accounts?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
my second one was in music.
Right, at the Berkeley School of Music, which is a reputable music institute.
I think so.
And you're glad that your dad forced you to do the
of
business?
Course. Yes. I mean, it just forced me into a routine as well, and I learned so much that I can apply to music now, reading contracts, being on time. So.
Okay, and siblings?
I have 3 older brothers. I'm the only girl and the last born. Yeah.
And what do they say about? Do they dance to your music?
Oh my goodness, they over dance. They try to come to all the shows, especially when I have shows in London, because they're based in London. If my brother's in the club, he will force the DJ to play my music over and over and over, to the point where I'm embarrassed. So they are definitely my biggest supporters, definitely.
And your son, 1.5 years old,
yes,
is he bobbing to your music already?
He is. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't go into entertainment.
Right.
It's tough. It can be tough, and you're exposed to a lot, you know. So I don't know. I mean, if he has a natural talent for it, of course I will support him, like my family supports me. But I don't know. I just, you know, it's just the mother instinct in me. I want to protect him as much as possible.
But you're doing fine. Why do you think he might not?
I'm sure he will, but for me as well, it's a lot of work. Traveling, not being around your family as much as you want to be. So I would love if he didn't have to, but I'm sure he'll turn out fine. And you know, boys are different as well from girls. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And assuming he doesn't take after you, what would you want him to be? To do?
I don't really have any, like, I just want him to, maybe, I don't know, maybe be a basketball player, so I can retire early and he buys me a mansion or something.
Really? So where's the music from?
I don't know, because my mom claims it's for her, but she's a terrible singer. She thinks she's great. She's actually in the church choir. But yeah, Mom, if you're listening to this, no. No. I mean, she's singing for God, so, you know, we're not going to judge her. I don't know. I started singing actually in my early teens. I had a crush on a guy in school, and he used to hang around with all the musicians. And so because I tried to get his attention, I auditioned to be in the school choir, and through that, the teacher at the time discovered that I had a sweet voice.
Oh, so he's responsible for it.
Yes, he is. I really should be paying him royalties, actually.
Do you know where he is?
No, I haven't seen him.
What's his name?
I don't even remember.
You don't want to say?
Yes.
You don't want him to come looking in for you?
Because I don't think he ever knew I had a crush on him, so I don't want him to know now.
Okay. So he's responsible for it. And then what? How did it get serious?
Okay, so I started out playing trombone. And then
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it was too big for me to carry in a school bus, and I used to get teased all the time. And then I, you know, started singing, and then I went for an audition to be a backup singer. And the first gig I got was to do backup for George Michael, may his soul rest in perfect peace. So,
wow.
Yes.
And then, of course, you did the Britain's Got Talent.
X Factor, yes.
X Factor.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
And you got in the final 24 or something like that?
Yes. Out of like 600,000 hopefuls, yeah.
Well, that's like finals.
Exactly. It was bittersweet. Very, very bittersweet.
What was that experience like?
It was grueling. Sometimes, you know, my judge was Sharon Osbourne, and you had Simon Cowell and, you know, the others, and you'd be in the judge's house, and they can wake you up at 2 a.m. in the morning and ask you to just start singing or make up a song or, you know, do some exercises. So it was really tough, but it gave me a glimpse of what was to come, and what I really wanted. You know, doing interviews, being around press, and sometimes being uncomfortable or, you know, being tired but still having to work. So I got a little glimpse from that experience.
But did you enjoy it?
At the time, no. Because, I mean, maybe because I didn't go all the way through. So at the time, I was really heartbroken. I was really distraught. I stayed in my room for like 2 days straight. I didn't come out. My mom was worried. Everybody was worried. I was like, I'm never going to sing again. This is my only chance. At that time, I thought that was my only opportunity. And, you know, God is just awesome. He just does things to make you know that it's really not by your talent or your might, but by His grace. So I had to lean on Him at that time.
Are you religious?
I'm very spiritual, yes. I'm a Christian. So, yes, I would say that.
So then what happened after being broken and disappointed?
You know, African parents, they'll just say, you're still here, you're still crying. And I said, will you get up and get yourself together? So that kind of tough love, I just had to shake it off. And then I got a scholarship to go to Berkeley. And then for me at the time, I was like, why do I want to go to school for music? You know, all the other stars that I look up to, I didn't really read about them going to school. You know, you just start singing. But my family encouraged me. I moved over to Boston and then just studied music. Right after I graduated, I got a contract with Sony ATV as a songwriter, and it's just, you know, been ongoing from there.
So, did you learn anything? Was Berkeley, the music school?
Mm-hmm.
Did it teach you anything you didn't know before?
Of course. I mean, at the time, we were taught to read and write music. I don't really remember that much anymore. And then I also...
So you started from scratch?
Yes, yes. You know, music business, legal work, practicing, you know, writing proposals. It also taught me, I feel like I have a natural talent for songwriting, but Berkeley taught me how to convert that talent into writing pop songs, repetitive songs, you know, and songs that, you know, people can really relate to, putting your thoughts into music. So it was a wide curriculum.
So it wasn't a waste of time?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll do it again. I'll recommend it for anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you spend most of your time?
Where?
Yes. In airplanes?
Yes, I do. And
so
hotels.
I'm going to get this over for you.
Oh.
Okay. We got company. I think it's Shatta Wale.
I didn't say that. Yes, I travel a lot, but when I'm not traveling, I'm usually at home, just relaxing.
Is that where you're happiest? Home?
Yes, of course. I'm a homebody. I'm without my wigs or makeup or fancy clothes. I'm just regular Tiwa. Yeah.
What about on stage?
On stage, I'm different. I'm really very, very reserved off stage. People, when they see me, they don't believe if they see me perform before. But on stage, I have a lot of energy. I think that's just coupled with the fact that my dancers are very energetic as well. The crowd always, you know, gets you energetic. And on stage is where you really love what you do. That's where everything comes alive. All the negotiating, the rehearsals, the traveling, everything is just worthwhile when you get on stage. That's the moment where the dream comes alive all over again.
How do you make that transition from being Tiwa without the fancy spectacles hair and all the bells and whistles and skirts and blouses to Tiwa Savage, the star on stage? How do you make that transition? What happens to you?
I think it's just a general progression. You know, you start with the makeup. As women, you know, when you, and I guess men as well, when you put on your fancy clothes and you do your makeup and whatever, you start to, you know, feel a certain way. So it's just all of that. And then, you know, your team come in the room and they're like, yeah, we're going to get it. Then we do a little prayer backstage, and then you feel the energy from the crowd. And
get in the zone.
Yes, somebody announces your name. Hopefully the crowd go crazy. If not, you're like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? But thank God every single situation has been positive. And anybody in that situation would be so excited. You're performing your own songs, you know, and you're performing your heart out, and people are receiving it. It's a blessing. It's an honor. You know.
Whose music do you listen to?
I listen to a lot. From The Weeknd to Mali music to Wizkid, David, Brandy, all kinds. My playlist is crazy. Yeah.
But do you have a preferred genre?
I mean, right now I'm going to say Afrobeat, definitely. Yeah, I think I'll stick to that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a face?
I hope not. That's what we're fighting for, right? The whole international recognition and all of us pushing for, you know, to grow the music internationally. I hope it's not a phase. I hope it's here to stay, like country music, like reggae music. You know, we really have a shot to make it work. And, you know, we're a continent. We're not small. We're a huge continent. I believe
almost a billion people.
Exactly.
That's your potential audience.
Right, and I feel like even without global success, I think we have enough people in Africa to make a huge career out of it, as a musician.
This is like what, your third time in Ghana?
Yes.
You've performed in Ghana previously.
Ghana meets Nigeria, actually.
Right. Looking forward to it?
Oh, I am so excited. The first time I came was incredible. I was supposed to come again when the Maven crew came, but I was pregnant with my son at the time, so I couldn't make it. So I'm really, really, really excited. Since then and now, I've had more music, so I can't wait to just share, share my... I don't know why they keep coming to me. I feel like, what? They're sending them from my village.
Where do you come from in Nigeria?
From Lagos Island.
Oh, that's not a village.
Of course, that's where I'm from.
Okay.
It's Saleko, Idolu, to be precise.
Okay, but that's not a village.
It is.
Is it?
Yes, it definitely is. Don't let them say that. There's a lot of Lagosians that will probably rise up. But yeah, it is, definitely.
And do you choose your own appearance? Your own look? Or do you have an advisor?
Of course, I have a stylist, and yeah, I have a stylist, but usually I just wear what I like. And more recently, I just have this no-care attitude. I just do what I want. I feel what's one of the benefits of being an artist? You can get away with wearing crazy things. I don't work in a bank. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't always have to be conservative. So why not go for it? Why not wear fur in Ghana when it's very hot?
So what happened to well, you started with a trombone.
Yes,
you didn't carry on. Do you play any music instruments?
No, my vocal cords
are your instruments.
Yes.
Where do you want to go with this?
With music? Definitely pursuing the international market. And for many reasons. One, I think a lot of times when news come out of Africa, it's always negative. Music, fashion, movies are one of the few positive things we have coming out of Africa. So I want to push that even further. And I think our music is beautiful. I think a lot of other genres have taken from our music, either it's high life or whatever. So I think it's time we own it back, and we just actually sell it. The actual people who make this music can actually sell it to the world.
So. Do you listen to, or were you influenced in any way by Fela and his family, Femi and the rest?
Of course, he's the godfather of Afrobeats, and yeah, I just when I perform, I actually perform barefoot, and I always have like a lot of girls with me, and I'm always inspired by the Fela girls. A lot of times when the story is told, it's obviously focused on Fela himself because he's the king, but I always look at the women and I think,
and there were like dozens of them.
Right, and they add to the show, you know what I'm saying? So if you see me and you see my dances, you'll see that the influence is very strong in that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a moment and make a toast to authentic whiskey. So let's toast to Johnny Walker, the original taste of whiskey. Since 1820, Johnny Walker has remained the world's #1 Scotch whiskey and has won numerous awards for excellence. This because the impeccable formula of distillation has been jealously guarded over the ages, thus its distinctive taste. Johnny Walker comes from an intricate blend of a wide spectrum of carefully selected flavors, giving it that unique taste savored by millions all over the world. So let's toast to the unquestionable taste of whiskey. Johnny Walker, the whiskey the world knows best. Johnny Walker, keep walking. Drink responsibly, not for sale to persons under 18 years and pregnant women. You're listening to The Lounge live from La Palm Royal Beach Hotel and in Accra, of course. If you're listening from Lagos or wherever, this is in Accra. And my guest is Tiwa Savage, the Nigerian songstress. There are rumors that you are half Ghanaian. Is that just a rumor?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Some people want to claim you.
I mean, yeah, I would love to. If you guys can give me a passport so I can come whenever I want to come.
So let me see. I've got a few questions for you from our audience. And by the way, we are live on Facebook, so go to our FB page, Star 103.5 FM, like it, drop us some messages, and we share it with Tiwa Savage, or send us a tweet either to my personal handle Kwaku101 or to the Star FM account at Star 103.5 FM, Star with a double R, or just send us a WhatsApp on 026-251-8268. If you're texting from Nigeria, the prefix for Ghana is +233 262-518-268. And let me see, there's a gentleman who has got a question for you, all the way from the United States. His name is Kwaku Addo, and it says, Fela created Afrobeat by experimenting with genres like highlife, jazz, and soul. But its purpose was to motivate Africans to fight for freedoms. Does the current genre of African music have a purpose? If so, what is it?
Okay, so for me, I always get asked this all the time. Music is supposed to touch many different aspects of life. If we were all singing about motivation and challenging the government, and it would be very limited. You need music that you can play at weddings. You need music that you can play at funerals. You need music that your kids want to listen to. And you need music that's going to motivate people. And
you need music that you can sleep to.
Exactly. So that's just one aspect of it. There's so many other musicians who do different styles of music. And even me personally, I have a lot of conscious music. But the onus is now on the OAPs, the radio stations, the TV stations, the fans to request those songs. But unfortunately, they request the popular songs. I have a song called Oloromi. There was about a lot of people that died in the Dana crash that happened in Nigeria. Not many people requested it. They wanted the Kele Kele love, and So as an artist, I do conscious music as well. If you listen to my album, there's a song called Say It. And it's basically speaking to women to speak up against domestic violence. Same with Korede Bello, he has a song on his current album called Let Him Go, if he's physically abusing you. So I think fans as well in the audience need to dig deep into our albums to see that we're grounded and rounded artists. And that way you'll see that we do speak about different things, and different artists cater to different music. So my answer is yes, we do have messages in our music, but I feel like unfortunately it doesn't get further than just an album song because it's not requested as much.
So we've got another one. Bedu John says, do you believe can be an instrument to change music? Can be an instrument to change the perception of Africans in relation to or compared to other countries? If yes, why don't we make music which will spread the message?
What message is that?
The message that will change the perception about Africans.
Okay. I think we do. If you look at Asha, for instance, Lyra from South Africa, we do have such a wide range of music. And yeah, so my answer is yes, I think the music is there. This is still very new, us, crossing over. And so obviously what's going to grab international attention is the most popular songs, which are pop songs. And this happens everywhere, it's not just in Africa. When you go to America, the most popular songs are pop records, and that's why it's called pop. So you have artists like the Jill Scotts, the Erykah Badu's, who are maybe conscious artists, who may not have a song that's as popular as Justin Bieber, for instance. So it happens everywhere. It's not just in Africa.
Got another one. There's from Elimam Ajika. Similar question, but it's more about, I suppose, the look. Says, says we need to sing to motivate Africans to fulfill their full potential, affect attitudes for progress, you know, hunger for literacy, peaceful coexistence, blah, blah, blah. Then he says we also need musicians to restore African dress and pride. Says Americans are leaders because they are not copycats.
So my answer to that would be music is not the only thing that's influenced by the West. If that's the case, maybe we shouldn't get on a plane anymore, or maybe we shouldn't drive cars. Maybe we should all invent different things that is just African. We're all influenced. And the world is getting smaller through technology. I think as artists, especially for some of us that grew up in the West, I think we're being true to ourselves, to be honest. I'm going to speak on my
For yourself.
Yes. Most of my years I grew up in the UK and the US. There's no way I'm going to deny that influence in my life. But it's about a balance. If you, again, like I said, when I perform on stage, if you see my costume, there's no way you're going to confuse it with me being African. Even when I performed the Essence Women concert during the Grammys this past February, everyone was just like, wow, this
Congratulations, by the way. That was excellent.
You know, everyone was just like, wow, this is so different, this is African. I came on barefoot. They were just like, Remy Ma was in the crowd and she was loving it, Keisha Cole. They were like, wow, this is so different. In our music, we still maintain it. We still mix it with Pidgin and Yoruba and, you know, Ghanaian artists like Sarkodie, he still speaks in his language. So it's just a blend of both. And if you want to even talk about Fela's music was a blend of, you know, blues and all the other things that he was influenced by when he was, you know, overseas. So I think we just need to keep encouraging ourselves and seeing how beautiful the continent is so that we can continue to push our culture even more.
Okay. Would you like some finger foods?
No?
Okay, so no finger foods. Thank you.
I'm watching my weight.
Oh, are you? Okay. And what's with the hair?
What do you mean?
The blonde hair.
It's just a change. Like I said, I've come to a point where I'm so comfortable with myself. I just do what I want. Just before this, I had braids. So I don't know where I'm going to go next. Maybe I'll have an afro. And I usually sometimes leave my own natural hair out as well. Okay. I'm just on this wave vibe right now, so maybe that blonde hair is complementing the vibe.
Have you thought of acting? Is that something you'd consider seriously?
Yes, I did actually play a role in MTV Sugar. My role was Shatta, and it was actually a big role. It was amazing. I loved being somebody else, and I loved the message of the show. You know, educating young people about safe sexual education. So yeah, that was actually my first major acting debut. I also did for Colored Women, the stage play in Nigeria. So I'm definitely looking to explore that avenue a lot more.
That's what I meant. Is this something you're going to take up as much as music is taken?
Nah, music will always be my first love. But acting by default, definitely, I'll look into it.
You know, there are musicians who've sang for ages into their 60s. Do you think you'll still be doing this in 30 years?
By God's grace. That's my prayer. By God's grace. Definitely.
Let's talk about Ghana and Nigeria.
Yes.
So, first, movies.
Okay.
Do you watch, are you a movie buff? Do you watch a lot of movies?
I wouldn't say I'm crazy about series or movies and stuff like that. And I know this is a cliche, but I hardly have time. Like when I settle down in my bed, I might start it and I fall asleep, you know, right after. But I do catch some Nollywood movies and Bollywood movies, yeah.
Any favorite stars? Any movies? Any favorite?
I love Juliet Ibrahim. I love Funke Akindele. Rita Dominic. One of my favorites.
What do you think of the themes of African movies?
I mean, I think it's just a reflection of what happens in Africa, but I think we're starting to step away from it because movies sometimes should be about taking you out of a reality. So if you look at American movies, sometimes they're, futuristic, or, they're
sci-fi.
action. Yeah, and I think it's a growing industry. I think if we have better infrastructure and we have more money being pumped into it, where we can get, body doubles, we can build elaborate sets, we can pay actors and actresses, substantial amount. I think we'll get there eventually.
So, I mean, if you're not watching much of Nigerian movies, I'm not sure you're watching Ghanaian movies, and probably won't be able to tell who's got better movies.
Who do you think has better movies?
I don't know. I don't watch.
Really?
I'm not a movie buff.
So you don't watch either?
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
No.
Why's that?
They just don't do it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you like to see more? I'm interviewing you now.
That's fine. Shorter movies, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
2.5 hours or 2 hours is a long time in a busy person's life, which is one of the reasons you say you don't, you're too busy to watch movies.
Right.
So that's probably one of the reasons.
Okay.
Also, the themes, it's just always all that witchcraft and juju and so on. Is I find it to be a tired, tedious.
Right. But we're getting good ones. We have The Wedding Party, which did really well. AY is doing really well with his movies. He's breaking records. We're getting there.
Maybe I should pay more. Maybe I should pay more attention.
Yeah, I think we are getting there, definitely.
And then do you watch any football? Are you interested in soccer?
No, fortunately not.
Okay,
No,
all
sorry.
right. So I can tempt you into a Black Stars, Green Eagles debate.
No, I know nothing. I don't even know the offside rule.
You don't know the offside.
No.
Would you recognize a goal?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I think I recognize it because everybody starts shouting, or they either shout or they go, ooh, so I know that, okay.
But do you know that it's not every time that the ball enters the net that it's a goal?
Yes, I think I've also figured that one out.
Okay, all right. If it's an offside.
Right.
But you don't know offside, so you're not going to
No, but you're kind of like giving me insights into the whole rules.
All right. And then there is the men and the women who are better.
Right. Again, who do you think, men, who do you think is better?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm taking over the interview again.
I don't know. Tega, who do you think?
Is it her manager? I mean,
Yeah, I don't really,
You didn't know?
No, I don't know.
did you ever date a Ghanaian man?
No, I haven't.
No, you
no.
didn't.
No, unfortunately
Okay.
no.
Is it too late?
I'm kind of in my own zone right now. Yeah, feeling myself.
Okay. So maybe, who knows?
Yes, who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Okay. Good luck, guys. Ghanaian guys, good luck. There just might be an opportunity. And then, do you like jollof?
Yes, I do.
Who's jollof?
Right, so I tried Ghanaian jollof for the first time this afternoon.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What was the verdict?
I like both of them.
Better
for
be
different
nice,
reasons.
because otherwise we might not let you go.
I really couldn't tell you. I think it was a bit of an unfair advantage to Ghanaian jollof because I didn't really have Nigerian jollof to compare it with. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is have both simultaneously, and then I'll really be able to give you the result
Do
tomorrow.
you cook?
Yes, but I don't really like to cook.
Okay.
But I can cook.
But you
I can boil an
make-
egg, yeah.
All right. Okay. so can I. Do you make jollof?
Yes. Actually, that's one of my specialties.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
But you
okay.
see, jollof has to have that firewood
Flavor.
taste, yes, in my opinion. And it has to burn a little at the bottom, always, to have that authentic, well, maybe Naija taste, I don't know.
So might that be the difference?
Yes.
The difference.
Yes.
What differentiates Naija
And I
jollof
think
from-
ours is a little more spicier.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes.
Because you guys like a lot of pepper.
I mean, until your brain is sweating out, the food is not really, it's not really making sense.
All right. So, you know, Nigeria is this giant.
Right.
And there are Nigerians everywhere.
Is that a good or bad thing?
That's good.
Okay.
You know, being everywhere is just what it is. It's not a good or bad thing.
Okay.
It's just a matter of fact. Doing wonderful stuff in many instances.
Okay.
However, Nigeria also gets some pretty negative press. You know, what sort of reaction do you get as you travel around the world? You know, what passport do you carry, by the way? Nigerian passport. You could have been carrying a British passport, I suppose, if you chose, correct? But you opted for Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because?
Well, all of my family, like I said, are in the UK, but I moved back to Nigeria to pursue my music career, and so I didn't have the opportunity to get a British passport as of then, yeah.
So it's a choice, it's a conscious choice you made?
Yes, it was, yeah.
All right. And why?
It wasn't really a reason. Like, I didn't really say, oh, I'm not going to have a British passport. I prefer Nigerian. But it was just a situation, and it was just the decision I had to make to move back to Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So back to my question about Nigeria, Nigerians, bad press. You know, about being this wealthy country, and yet too often there's lots of negative stories about Nigeria. You know. I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Is that something that you think about, you talk about?
I mean, like you said, you started off the question with Nigeria is a giant. And so again, to whom much is given, much is expected. Like you said, there are Nigerians everywhere. So with that comes the good and the negative, because there's just a lot of them. So you're going to get more negative press or more positive press, because there's just more of Nigerians everywhere. But I think the younger generation are working to change that perception. I would like to think that's what we're doing. So yeah, that's really as much as I want to delve into that.
Okay, so I'm going to take a break again and take a moment and toast to authentic whiskey. You're listening to The Lounge live on Star 103.5 FM. We are live on Facebook as well. So go to our Facebook page, Star 103.5 FM, Star is double R, or send us a tweet to Star 103.5 FM or to my personal handle, Kwaku101. But let's take a moment and toast to authentic whiskey. Let's toast to Johnny Walker, the original taste of whiskey. Since 1820, Johnny Walker has remained the world's #1 Scotch whiskey and has won numerous awards for excellence. This because the impeccable formula of distillation has been jealously guarded over the ages, thus its distinctive taste. Johnny Walker comes from an intricate blend of a wide spectrum of carefully selected flavors, giving it that unique taste savored by millions all over the world. So let's toast to the unquestionable taste of whiskey. Johnny Walker, the whiskey the world knows best. Johnny Walker, keep walking. Drink responsibly, not for sale to persons under 18 years and pregnant women. And we are going to be joined shortly by Mr. Mensa. And I'm just checking for a few more messages for you so we can just get our listeners to join in with their thoughts as well. Okay. A message from... Oh, okay, all right, sorry. These are... these are your tweets. So you've got a huge following, obviously, on Twitter. Do you tweet yourself?
I Instagram more these days than tweet, yeah. But I still try to tweet, yeah.
Okay.
As much as I can.
And when you're not working, what's relaxation? What?
Spending time with my son, ultimately. Like I said, just being at home and just being free and just playing with him, just spending time with him.
What's the moment like when you've done your concerts, gone through all those rituals, all those rigorous choreography? Can I ask you about that in a minute? A little more about choreography in a second.
Okay.
So when you're done and all that screaming and yelling and worshipping, and then you go backstage.
Yeah.
What's the ritual backstage? What?
Well, it's usually, regardless of whether we thought the show was great or not, it's usually to just appreciate every single person. The dancers, the band, sound engineers, everybody, the team, management, makeup, hair, stylist, everybody goes to the change room, which is usually mine. And we just support each other like, yay, well done, great show. After the dust has settled, you know, everybody in their own private and personal time will review the show, maybe watch the videos over. And when we come back again for another one, we always try and think of how to improve. But generally, immediately after, regardless of what happened on the stage, we just encourage each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you tell a show is not going well? Have you had bad experiences?
Yeah, I've never had bad experiences from crowd participation, but I've had bad experiences of sound going off, the light going off, it's starting to rain and it's an outdoor event, or, you know, a fight breaks out or something and you have to, you know, stop the show. So those are the kind of instances that, you know, I felt have maybe contributed to it not being a great show.
Some artists have told me, you know, the night, you know, after the show,
Yes.
the hours after the show,
Yeah.
they just can't sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just
Oh,
bubbling with
honey, I
energy
sleep
and so
well.
much,
Yeah, after all of that energy, I am knocked out. I sleep really well.
Okay, so we'll be joined in a moment by Shatta Wale. All right. Can we
Thank you.
squeeze you in the middle? How you doing? I'm good. You're late.
Yeah, I know, man.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
So it's Ghana versus Naija, and Naija was on time.
And Naija is always on time.
Shatta is not. So you haven't met each other.
No, not really.
This is your first time.
Yeah, it is my first.
You
But
sound
you-
good.
Yeah. You too.
Thank you.
But of course you know of each other.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course,
she's mine.
of course.
I admire her so much.
Oh,
So you guys talk to each other. It's Friday evening.
we're shy. Come on, there's like cameras everywhere. We need to do this behind the
Aren't
scenes.
you used to cameras being there?
No, we're used to being on the stage.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
Some people feel we, like, but you know, we shy people.
Yes,
You
definitely.
are shy.
I'm a
I
shy
accept
person.
that.
Shatta Wale.
I'm always shy though, come on.
Really?
Yeah, like, you
You
know,
have fooled 100,000 people.
I just like the job, you know. It's just that sometimes when I'm myself, different Shatta Wale, different, you know, yeah.
So you know her music.
Yeah, I love her music.
Dance to her music.
Yeah, most of her music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you as well.
Definitely.
Wait, have you, how should I say, okay, let me just switch to you because I spent quite a bit of time with her. So, I mean, where's the name from Shatta Wale? I mean, apparently you're just Mensa.
Yeah.
Asumwa.
Yeah, yeah, Charles Meza. Yeah, I think Shatta Wale really came up when I felt I was, you know, getting matured in the industry, you know, because back in the days I was using bandana. But I felt, you know, to be a man of your own, you know, you need to really look like respective in a society. So I just decided to pick a name that would really make me sell. So that's how come Shatta Wale came up.
So how come Bandana didn't sell? What about it?
Well, I think Bandana didn't really understand the music business. He didn't really get the picture of who a musician was, who a celebrity was, because I just came out from school and, you know, hey, I just got one hit and it was all over, you know, but, you know, I studied a whole lot of stuff and I realized, no, I need to really go back and learn. So Bandana really took me back to learn how to play beats, to really learn how to do show business, you know how to, you know, interact with fans, comport myself, you know how to get deals in the industry. And I think he taught me a lesson. So when Shatta Wale came, boom.
So who came up with the name?
Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale was, I think, is a name from God, because one thing I told myself was that I really sat down one day and was like, yo, I'm always a serious person. And in Jamaica, when you talk about shatters, you know, it's a different way. But I saw myself to be one serious guy who always wanted to get whatever I wanted. So I felt, why don't I get a name that sounds or maybe might mean serious, you know? And the only name that came into my mind was Shatta. And Wale was an abbreviated word I was using from school, World-Alerted Lyrical Entertainer, but most of my Nigerian folks,
World-Alerted Lyrical
Entertainer, you know, but most of my Nigerian folks think I'm Nigerian though, but I want to be a Nigerian now.
You do?
Yeah, maybe when I get to a house.
Always welcome.
So, and then tell me about the Shatta movement. What's all that about?
Well, Shatta movement is an empire, you know, which consists of, you know, beat makers, you know, film production crew, like we got like artists, you know, there's a whole management that really wants to change the face of Ghana music, because I believe we've been in this industry for long and we've seen the ups and downs here and there, but it's a movement where we want to motivate the youths to be who they are, where they want to go in life, and stay positive, you know, and be focused. So that's the whole, you know, idea about Shatta movement.
Is this what you wanted to do growing up?
Yes, I think back in school, I wanted to be a lawyer, but
really?
Yeah, but the music was.
But it's not too late though.
Yeah, it's not too late, but I think
Shatta Wale.
the music business is really taking my time, and I'm really making some good money out of it. So I believe, you know, I need to build it up more. But I really wanted to be a lawyer, because I remember in school we had debates and stuff, which I contested and, you know, really got, you know, certificates for. So I told myself I wanted to be a lawyer, but the music was more within, you know, when it comes to entertainment and, you know, school activities here and there. Lo and behold, I found out I could write songs. So I started to pursue that and, you know, went to high school. And after high school, I told my dad I want to just give myself 2 years to do music. And that was how come I came out.
And what did Mr. Mensah say?
Mr. Mensah was proud, you know, because he was telling me, oh, in America, in UK, everywhere, you know, kids finish school and they want to work small, make some money before they go back to school. So he thought it was a good idea. But, you know, our industry wasn't like the way we all thought, you know. It was some messy industry. And that is what the Shatta movement is trying to fix.
Would you like something to drink? You've got Tiwa's water though.
I'm okay. I'm good.
You all right?
I'm good.
You drink?
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink alcohol.
A lot?
Not a lot, but, you know, I like to take shots. Yeah.
You smoke?
I don't smoke like weed, but I smoke cigarettes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you, you know, writing music, getting creative, how do you get yourself into the zone? What other rituals you go through to get into that zone where you create all this fantastic music that, you know, so many people just love? How do you come up with this stuff?
Well, let me tell you one funny thing. You know, when I was growing up, I really loved like reggae, dancehall. So I thought, you know, it was, you know, the vibration that came out from, you know, the ghetto, you know, because, you know, back in school, everybody would love to smoke weed or something. So, you know, I was doing that, you know, recording, but one day I sat down and I was like, yo, I think I have this special blessing from God that really pushes me to write good music. So why don't I quit smoking weed and be myself? And lo and behold, that's how come Shatta Wale has come to stay now, because I can stand behind the mic right now by God's grace and spit out lyrics without writing. All the songs you hear from 2013 to 2017 are not written songs.
Really?
Yeah, I just stand behind my mic, play my beats and just voice out. So I feel I have this special, thing from God that really pushes me. Sometimes when I sleep, I have to wake up naked, with something in my brains and go to the studio, because my studio is just close to my bedroom, so that is how come like the song comes, it's just crazy like that. So I don't really get any motivation, like maybe I need to drink small, I need to take some.
It's not artificial.
Yeah, it's natural, and that's how come, most of the times I tell my friends, when you're smoking and you want to record to go and smoke, maybe you want to get high to go and smoke, you don't have to really do that, you have to really listen to your inner spirit, what your instincts tell you, what God is telling you to do at the moment. And that's how come, my music are being like so good.
So you can be sane and sober and creative at the same time.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
So what do you sing about?
Well, I sing about motivation.
What's Kakai about?
Kakai is a motivational song. I believe everybody in Ghana knows what Kakai means. When, your parents say Kakai will catch you.
You know what Kakai is?
No, I
No,
don't.
she doesn't know.
Who's educated?
No, I'm educated. When we are like together, don't worry. But no, too, but Kakai is like, something scary,
Okay.
This, when it gets to Christmas, you have these people wearing the mask and stuff like that.
Masqueraders.
Yeah, the masqueraders. So,
Okay.
yeah, so, when we're small, your mom can tell you, I'll call Kakai to come and
I
catch
think
you.
we had Madame Koi Koi.
Yeah, Madam Koi, I've heard of Madam Koi too,
Something lurking in the dark.
Yes, yes,
that's
she was definitely in the
Yes. Okay, so
Kakai is a song, that I really made to let people know that where people think they can't get to, they can get there. Where people see you and they feel you are nobody, you can be somebody. So it's just a song to motivate the youth. That's why you hear me say, hi, Shatta Wale, I come like Kakai. Because the same person they see today, tomorrow when they see, they go like, hey, you are Kwame. Because people get surprised when they see me driving a Range Rover. The same ghetto boy.
so you yesterday afternoon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, recently.
I like my new Range Rover though.
It's black range.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
You're being chauffeured.
Yeah.
So tell me just a little more about your music.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm in my 50s, so
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, so you need to help
Educate me. Yeah,
me and your people your father's age.
I know. My dad also asks me the same question sometimes. 'Cause he sometimes go like, so why did you write this music like this? And I explain to him, but I feel I've gotten to an age whereby, I need to motivate the youth. I feel I've been somewhere that didn't work for me, and that's how come I do certain songs to tell them, yo, you don't think you can do this to survive. She's not about to have jollof. She's not about to have jollof. People mix the jollof with normal jollof rice. Like in the Bible, Adam ate the apple and Adam. It's not that jollof.
So maybe it was jollof that Adam ate.
Yeah, Adam ate jollof. We understand Adam ate jollof, but it wasn't jollof. For the kids, for the sake of the kids, we just put jollof there.
So, whose music do you listen to? Whose music do you enjoy besides yours?
Well, I listen to every music. Like I said, I listen to her music a lot. I listen to most Nigerian music. I listen to Jamaican music because that is where I specialize in. I love dancehall music, but because of my system, I really feel I need to feed my people here more because I'm not a Jamaican and I can't always be bringing out songs that sounds Jamaican. So I really think I listen to a lot of people. Like when I was a kid, I was listening to Michael Jackson, before I came to Tupac, and it was Tupac who made me have this idea about tattoos. I was like, wow, okay. But I want to do tattoos of my skin with my songs, with, you know, things that I do, like things that will motivate me when I see them. You know, like I have Majesty, my son's name.
I was going to say, okay, so you've got a tattoo around your neck. In fact, tattoos around your neck.
Yeah, like Majesty, I don't prove them wrong, you know, things that will make me always be myself.
Who's Majesty?
That's my son.
Your son is Majesty.
Yeah.
Nice
you know,
name.
Yeah, you know, so.
How old is he?
He's 1.5. Yeah.
Oh, just like hers.
Yeah.
Is that your son?
By default, yes.
Yeah.
That's my son.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I thought you hadn't met.
I mean, you know, the vibe is right. So his son is my son is his son.
Yeah. You know.
Will you invite me to the wedding?
I don't know.
You know. Yeah, but I was telling my girl if I would cheat on her. You know.
So how does she cope?
That's my girl.
Yeah.
She's cool. She understands my music life. I think people really, you know, mistake like my music life and my personal life. But I think she really understands it, because when I'm home, she knows how I am. You know, like I said, I'm a shy person. You know, but you know, when I'm in front of cameras like this, and I feel it's time for me to, you know, put my job out there. You know, I really make sure I do what I have to do. So she's always coping, you know, because people really ask me, so why your girl didn't see this girl in the video, the way she was sitting on you, and she's all right, you know. That's how come recently I told her she should come to the studio for me to record it, and we got this nice song that people are loving it. Yeah. She wanted to dress like, you know, normal cover. So I was like, no, babes, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, that's, you know, so just show your ties. Let people see that you're supporting, you know, your husband. So I think she's happy with my job, and we're still moving on.
So I was asking her, and I want to ask you as well. Some musicians, they're flash in the pan. They show up, they're a big deal for a season, and then they disappear like what do you call it? Like a shooting star. Others, they stay out there in the sky, and you see them every night for decades, for centuries. Are you in this for the long haul? Is this what you want to do?
Yes, I like this question a lot, and you know, sometimes this is what I tell people, that some people don't see this whole music thing to be an occupation. Some people see it to be something fancy, something, you know, yeah, let me just wear a chain and, you know, come and on stage jump, let the people jump. Some people don't see it as business. You know, that's why we call it show business, you know. Even though we performing to people, we also think about a business. Like me, for instance, I always sit with my management to argue with them on certain things, you understand me? I believe when you want to really go far with music, you really have to see it as a business. Because from when you don't see it as business, that's where, you know, you come once and you just go back, you know, because I've experienced it before. That's why I said from Bandana days, the picture I saw as a musician, I really didn't learn stuff well. So I had to go back, and that took me like 9 to 10 years to really go back and study how this business